Hello and welcome to the Man Cave special Rogue One spoiler edition. That's right. Boom. So yeah, we're going to talk about everything that we couldn't talk about on our Rogue One reviews that we did many moons ago in a galaxy far, far away. I'm joined as ever by the Man Cave crew. I got Mike
Hello.
and I got Andy.
Yeah.
Okay, we've just stolen a Rebel cruiser and we're going to go on our own little mission to talk about Rogue One. Everything we couldn't. Now, aside from that, we all liked it in our own ways.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about first of all the things that we didn't like. Let's specifically get down to it. Okay, right.
First?
I'm gonna go first. The one thing that made me want to tut at the screen.
Oh, he's pointing his finger.
I'm pointing the finger at you, Gareth. Gareth Edwards, if you put this in, is the guys. I don't like you either.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? How the hell did them two arseholes end up on Jeddah and bump into the main character that stole the Death Star plan? Blah, 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 blah.
And
Fan
survive.
nod. And survive.
Yeah,
They
good
told
point.
that planet and they still survived. Well, they're in the bar going, we're going to see another film where they're actually like in the Star Wars Han Solo story where they're going to like sneakily listen in on the cop. Go, I was just on Jeddah. You know what I did? Luckily, I bumped into this stupid. Luckily, I bumped into this girl and this guy in a leather jacket and you know, wearing a life preserver, and he had a robot. And oh my god, hey, who are you? Like, give me a break. You know, I don't need nods like that. Just shut up. So, yeah, well, I mean,
well, also, if you think about it, having freaking C3PO and R2D2. Nobody
they should have been on that ship.
Yeah, you should be on that fucking ship.
You should be there. Why are you watching the fleet leave when you should be on that ship?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You should have got according to the like the main control. Oh, he's already in the air. He's going to go fight, and it's just like this commander or this general or this admiral's gone off to fight. Why are R2D2 and C3PO watching them leave? When also Governor Organa is like, he's already said, I'm sending my best person on this mission. Yeah. And they have a little secret talk about Tatooine.
It sounds like a plot hole to me.
It's annoying. It's annoying. But, you know, they stayed true to a lot of it, but I hate crowbarring. Stop crowbarring shit. Don't crowbar. I'm old enough, I'm big enough to actually fill in the blanks myself. And the only people that they're doing that for is people who are our age group, because they ain't doing it for the kids that are watching it. They wouldn't care.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I didn't mind maybe I'm just too easy to please. I don't mind them, but when they do them, and like we've just analysed, it becomes a massive plot hole, and yeah, that really upsets me now.
I think the use of A New Hope footage for the fighter pilots was cool.
No, that was good.
That was really good.
I think they did that well. I think they did that very well, and I hope that, you know, if those guys are still around, that they got a little piece of it. Because
exactly. Yeah, you're right.
I would like to think they did, even though George Lucas is probably like, nah, I got them to shine that shit away. So
they got their fee.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Princess Leia, if Carrie Fisher actually got anything for her CGI version appearing in the film.
Oh, right. We're talking about things we didn't like. Yeah.
No.
Let's get to that in a minute. Yeah.
Let's get to that in a bit. But yeah. So I mean, I want to step through it. That's one of the first. That's one of the, like Jeddah was one of the first kind of times where I just went, okay, there's a little crack's going to show there.
Yeah.
The other thing we said about is like everybody being friends and stuff like that, like almost instant. The monks at the temple. It's a bit far-fetched, isn't it?
This brings me back to the whole thing about Star Wars, and that you've got the the whole thing about the Force and what that's the way that it brings all the characters together. And yes, the Force is this thing which lets you strangle people and grab your lightsaber from across the room and all that stuff, but it is also one big massive plot device in the way that it gets everybody from across the universe to each other, and they all meet each other, and Finn meets Rey, and then
it was the Force.
Finn meets Poe, and blah 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 blah. All that stuff happens, and then at the end, there's it's a big massive story. That's just the Force at work, or the plot moving along and getting everybody together in the way that they need to be. And that's the way you have to look at it in terms of this film as well. There's always going to be coincidences,
and it always seems that when the Force wants to do something, it does it in a very short period of time.
It does. Yeah. The Force moves in mysterious ways.
Yeah, very quickly.
Very quickly. It's an efficient Force.
Yeah.
And when they say, oh, but the Force is like a field, young Luke. I was like, have you ever seen a field? It takes bloody ages to get things done. It's really quick. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, I don't know what the You said you didn't like. You said you liked Darth Vader. It looked like old fat Darth Vader to me.
Oh,
there was a bit here. There was a bit here on his suit that looked like it wasn't put properly down. I remember Darth Vader's armor looking a lot better than that.
I remember Darth Vader having like a necklace bit across here as well, like links.
With links his cape, and there was this bit kind of flapping up a little bit, and then the whole mask looked like he was a much fatter person in it. If you know what I mean. It was really weird. It was kind of almost squished. If you look at Return of the Jedi and you see Darth Vader in the first scene of Return of the Jedi, as it kind of, when I say it goes boots up, doesn't it? It goes from boots all the way up. The camera pans up, and then you get almost like a pristine Darth Vader, shiny, kind of looking like he's been made, the guy shining him is like the number 10 door shiner at Downing Street. He's looking crisp, he's looking menacing, he's looking high tech. This looked like, have we still got that Darth Vader suit somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's in storage. It's in the back. Oh, it's a bit dusty. I'll just get it out. It didn't feel like it didn't look right. It almost looked like I would hope they didn't CGI over the top of it. Why would they do that? No.
But it didn't look as bad as Revenge of the Sith, End of Revenge of the Sith.
One.
Oh yeah.
I think it was a similar suit.
Really?
I think it was a similar suit, because I honestly, if you look at the Return of the Jedi one, if you can go back and look at the first 2 minutes of Return of the Jedi, that for me is the Vader, and that's the Vader suit, and it doesn't look like it looks like he's quite tucked in here, and it really bugged me. That really bugged me. I was like, I don't want to see a fat Darth Vader.
Yeah, it is stupid why there are different versions of that suit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it makes a difference. I mean, I don't think they put Dave Prowse in it.
No, it got definitely not.
Yeah,
because he's
dead now, I think. Anyway,
did he die?
He is. He recently died.
Yeah.
CGI him back in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, can I please talk about
that? No.
Okay. Go. Yeah, we can. Spoilers.
Oh, no. One last thing about Vader. James Earl Jones.
He does.
His voice. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it sounds old, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think they need to move.
He's getting too croaky.
On that, unfortunately. But that was my last point on
It's
Vader.
hard though. It's hard to move on because we'd be sitting here going, "Oh, why can't they get James Earl Jones to do it?"
Because he's 90 odd.
No.
And it doesn't sound right.
Yeah. But I mean, fuck it. They put. Well, Mike's going to tell us in a minute what they did, but if they can do that, they can certainly do some freaky shit with James Earl Jones's voice.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
When Grand Moff Tarkin appears,
there's a baby crying.
I know there's a baby crying there.
Neglectful parent.
because he too
Sorry,
was.
Karen.
So I just told I just told him about the CGI monstrosity that was Grand Moff Tarkin film, and that's the reaction you get. I was like that yesterday.
Do you think it was a monstrosity? I don't know.
Oh
I think,
man, I was looking at it, and all I could think of was GameCube graphics, GameCube graphics, GameCube graphics, GameCube graphics.
Oh no, I think no, I don't. I think that's harsh.
Oh,
The
no,
fact
I'm
that
skeptical.
the fact that my wife, I had to tell her that he's been dead for years, she would have never known that was
Are you
actual
kidding me?
CGI. That's what she said. She said well, you've told me that now I can see it's CGI, but if you hadn't have told me that, I wouldn't have had a clue.
But I was looking at him the whole time and just going like, I'm very aware that you're not. No, okay, not that
We
you're not
are
there
aware,
because he's
though,
dead.
aren't we?
No. As in, like, I'm very aware that that is not a real person. That is a CGI mask. It's computer graphics, and I found it very jarring at times.
I found the when A New Hope straight after I paid special attention to Peter Cushing's, and you know what, he wasn't as cold and as calm and as kind of I think the memory of him is far more stone cold than the actual performance that he gave, because he seemed quite a panicked individual. When you actually looked at him, he was like an older gentleman that was like quite freaked out that this amazing powerful thing that he's got in the Death Star is actually under attack, and he was like, what, you overestimate their chances, and all this kind of stuff. So I think that the CGI stuff that they did was it was the robot form, and I do understand what you mean, but I think it's quite clever though. It was really clever.
But I mean, I'm sure that a few years ago this wouldn't have even been possible, but I'm sure they're going to perfect this, and not like in 10 years' time, but even in the next 3 or 4 years' time, they're going to look at it and be like, oh gosh, yeah, that was.
And to see a hotter Carrie Fisher with
I
weird
thought
eyes.
actually Princess Leia at the end was more convincing than maybe
Really?
maybe it's because we
I
only
would say
saw
less.
no, maybe it's because we only
much
saw
less.
for 2 seconds, you know what I mean? But that's probably it.
Especially
Her
when she
eyes
said hope.
looked.
Her
odd.
eyes were like anime eyes, weren't they?
Yeah, and they had this big black bit right here. Right, it was very.
That's where the
odd.
9mm film was going like that.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
Yeah.
strange.
I felt
Over.
I felt it was good to see, but it is scary how they're going to revisit if that's their conscious decision to actually revisit things. Oh, I know. We'll just get the CGI map out and we'll start mapping in people that don't look right. I mean, they did it with Michael Douglas on Ant-Man, and it worked quite well. I thought he must be fucking ecstatic at that, because he's basically been made a young man. Yeah, because he's been made a young man there, and
what about Robert Downey Jr. at the beginning of Captain America: Civil War? That was even more impressive, I thought.
Yeah, that was pretty good as well. That was they captured everything with that, didn't they? So,
but I think
it is doable.
But I think the difference with those is that they've already got the actors.
They're just making them younger.
And then exactly. So
their mannerisms, things like that, the subtle things.
Whereas with this, it is a completely CGI performance, I think, or maybe they've got some. Well, they do have an actor there, but it's not obviously Peter Cushing or Carrie Fisher.
Just so we could talk about a little bit about the characters that were there. We already said they're throwaway characters. They I knew this was going nowhere and everything like that. Do you think they missed the opportunity to actually expand on another hugely confident female character? Because I just don't think she hit it with it. I just don't. I didn't think it came across. I think it came across. There was one scene where she hit a couple of guards, and other than that, I don't really see what her specialities were. I mean, she wasn't a computer hacker. She was an explosive expert. She was just the daughter of this guy. I couldn't really understand where she fit as a name in that whole setup.
guess it's just the being an inspiring leader. I'm not saying that's what
I didn't
what
get
she was, because I can't see how they can feel that she is, because they don't know her. Like, they've spent a couple of hours with her.
All of them seem to have an amazing amount of trust in her,
Yeah.
and this random Spanish guy. Who is that guy? I don't know. He's Spanish. I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Is he Mexican?
I don't know, but he's Hispanic.
Hispanic.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I thought Felicity Jones is great, but she's playing the character, and a character that's written for her, so it's a bit tricky to really say what they were going for there, other than
Mike,
a strong female leader.
Yeah. Mike's trying to say something, and we're not getting.
Sorry, Mike.
No, we've lost audio.
Oh no,
we've lost your audio, Mike.
No.
There we go.
Oh yeah,
I've got it back. I think maybe the baby monitor was interfering with it.
No, it's all good. As much as I love Felicity Jones, as I said earlier, I was there watching sometimes go like, I miss Ray.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I think Ray is a far more interesting and brings a lot more to the table. She brings the kind of, I want to say she brings the Anakin that didn't really hit the mark. An incredibly talented individual that has all these kind of great skills and everything, which was kind of touched on with the Skywalker character, because he was an amazing pilot. He didn't understand why he was an amazing pilot. He didn't actually understand that he could do things that other pilots couldn't do. Yeah. You know, he could bullseye a warp rat at 18 minutes.
You can nobody
can do that, man. 10. They're only about 20 minutes.
Oh, you know, Annie.
Yeah. So he didn't really realize that he could do that kind of stuff, and I think with Anakin and everything, I don't think that worked very well. But Ray's a great character, and you're right, Mike. It just they missed out on that one. So
they did a bit, didn't they?
So other things that we're actually going into. So we've got the Battlefront stuff, space battle. Okay. Well, you were just a little. I mean, yeah, great. Darth Vader was killing everybody in the final scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was going through the ship, and I was like, "Wait, those are the guys. Wait, they're not. This isn't the what they're gonna." And then suddenly it was just like, boom! Release the Camry Cruiser,
which
we see in New Hope.
Yeah,
you like that?
Well, I like the way the ship.
It came out of it.
Like the way that it went off like that.
Birth.
Yeah.
To the other ship, and it went off, and it was just like, oh, really? So you're telling me that they were on the run from the battle? They got immediately. Like we're talking an hour's difference. And then he's going up to it, and she goes, "We're on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan," and all this one is just like, "You were just at the battle. I just killed like 50 guys on your ship. What are you talking about?"
I really wish he actually said that now.
Are you kidding me, Leia?
But was
even turning around?
Were they actually? Sorry, I might be misremembering it, but were they actually at the battle? That ship with the blockade runner and Vader.
Yes,
it was in the main cruiser. He went onto their ship, and just as they closed the airlock, it launched, and it was like a ship from Star Wars Episode 4 came out of it, and I was like, and then obviously Vader got on his ship, and then an hour later they've caught up with him in light speed. It's just like, well, there's no time between this. We haven't even got a year of difference.
So Leia's sort of going, "What? We weren't there, but we were just there."
Hope.
But, you know what, Liam?
What battle?
You know what? I was thinking this, but at the same time, I just didn't care in that moment, because that final scene with Darth Vader in the corridor, I thought was balls out the most fucking awesome thing I've seen in the cinema this year, and I just thought, you know what? You go for it. After an entrance like that, you deserve to own the room. You really do. And look at and
Yeah.
all those like soldiers there. They don't even have name tags. They've got goofy helmets. They haven't got a chance in hell.
Yeah.
And like Andy said in the other part, like you finally got to see Darth Vader be like this fucking big badass that usually he's only hinted at being in the old episodes, partially due to like the limitations of choreography and CGI of the time. But in this one, like he was like proper terrifying,
But
and
you
that
did.
just that.
He stuck to the one-handed style, though, didn't he?
No, because he's a fucking boss. That's why.
Yeah.
Just
Uses his
one-handed,
other hand for the
other
force.
hand lift. To do. Like I said, it was like it's like when we see him actually have battles in the Battlefront. Like in Battlefront, when you see him and Luke fighting, or you see like Darth Vader, you get Darth Vader on a power up on Star Wars Battlefront, and you start wading through people. He's just like, yeah, Darth Vader's a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if you're a swordsman in the Middle Ages, you would use one-handed. You wouldn't use two hands. Just saying.
No, all right, you sword expert.
Yeah,
But then
Game
what-
of Thrones,
okay.
guys, come on.
And then the thing was, you didn't ever see him use his force powers in when he was on that ship. The first time, one of the first things you see him is he's just like that. He's just gripping a.
Mm.
He just got a guy and he's like just holding him off his feet,
Yeah.
just crushing him.
So, what do you guys think of? Obviously, it's quite well, not quite large cast, but for the team themselves. How did you feel? And I don't know if you felt this as well, knowing that they're sort of all doomed from.
Well, see, I didn't think of them.
Or
that
did you
line.
not think that?
No, I thought that some of them were going to appear in later movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I thought some of them would have escaped, or some of them would have actually ended up. I would have thought some of them would have. The kind of using the angle of oh well, the Death Star blows everything up, so there's no it wipes clean any survivors or any kind of remnants of what's happened here. Is very convenient. Yeah, I kind of, because in the Force Awakens, in the Yavin things, there are some actors in it that have been made to look old. Have you noticed that?
No.
Okay, if you go back and watch it, in that scene, there are Japanese, and he's been made to look old, and I'm like, why have you been made to look old?
Right.
Like as if he was in a previous.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Yeah. I mean, just for me, like with the whole crew, like just from the outset, it kind of felt like it was turning into a suicide mission, an actual Suicide Squad, rather than that crappy film that we got earlier this year.
I didn't understand why they needed to get the plans.
Yeah.
Or because really it was just like, okay, there's a right, the reactor's the thing that's going to blow up, right? How do we get to the reactor? Oh, you need the plans. Why don't you just tell me there was an exhaust port? And we could save a lot of shit.
Where it is, I guess. I don't know.
And it's in that big trench. It's in that big trench that they've dug all the way around the outside of it.
Really ruthless. But I get where you're coming from. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the way that they, I did. I like the way that they all died at the end. I thought that it made it a good self-contained story, just from that perspective.
Nice.
That you weren't going to get any more from them. That was their tale, and the impact that they then had on sowing the seeds of the rebellion, and it all comes from this point, which is what I really liked about the film.
Yeah,
that is the start of the rebellion properly.
It is.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. No. Like, it's not really, but I figuratively speaking, yes, I understand what you mean.
Because the rebellion itself was going to go, according to this film, down the toilet. Everybody was going to give up, basically, and surrender.
Yeah.
This is
and
the
point
the
where they
old
went,
Republic.
No, we need to fight, and we need to do it now, otherwise we're doomed.
Turning over star systems. Yeah,
Mm.
I suppose there's kind of an element of that as well. I think, like I said, this is why I kind of like the film, because it does open it up to it. It also opens it up to kind of like, right, let's bring in storylines from games. I think TIE Fighter is still one of the strongest storylines that Star Wars ever done. If you play TIE Fighter, you actually become an Empire, from the other side, almost like a dust boat situation. Dust boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Sport, yeah.
Show me from the other side. Show me from the Empire's perspective. Show me from the people that are fighting for what they think the Empire is. And I think those have got real strong storylines to it. Again, it just I just don't. Yeah, I think they should go deeper.
Wouldn't that be interesting if the third film was from the Empire's perspective?
You
know,
Thrawn the movie.
Thrawn, Vader.
What made Thrawn?
Yeah, maybe not Vader. We've had enough films of Anakin, but yeah, I don't know, like something with a bit more of an Imperial perspective.
Yeah, I don't know how far I want to actually see prequels as well. I said I like these spin-off stories, but I want something that's on the other side of the galaxy in a completely. I don't want it linked to anything. I don't want it linked to any. I don't know whether I want it linked to anything. I'm kind of in two minds. I'm hoping that the episodic stuff, I've got enough of it to actually paint that picture and paint that story. I don't know whether I'm that hot about keep going backwards and seeing what was happening parallel and keep going back and see what was happening in the background of this scene. And I just feel like, I like the story enough. I want to go somewhere completely different.
Because they can easily take, they're like, I can imagine like Lucasfilm or 20th Century Fox can, in The Empire Strikes Back when Lando Calrissian said that he and Han Solo would talk about how they won the Millennium Falcon over a card game. Would you not like to see that card game in a Casino Royale style spin-off? I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
That's what they're going to do as well.
Yeah,
I know that's what they're going to do. They're going to take that each part of those dialogue and they're going to try and do some stuff to it, which again I said is fine, but it was like what happened after the Empire fell with the Thrawn trilogy, with Luke trying to start the Jedi Academy. Those to me felt fresh, new, and exciting, and they were so far removed in years from the original events and cast. They were carving their own trail, and this is what I kind of want to do. I want to start, and I'm really fingers crossed that next year when we see episode 8, it really does carve its own path away. It moves forward. It stops looking back to kind of regurgitate. It's a harsh word, but take that old formula and keep trying to churn it out. Like I hope they don't try and make an empire. Oh, well, we've got to have an empire, so this has got to be really sad. I mean, that's very predictable to do that.
The Thrawn trilogy it's not canon anymore, is it?
It's not anymore, but Thrawn is canon. Because they've put it in Rebels.
Oh, right, yeah, absolutely.
Right, okay.
Rebels.
Fair enough. I guess we're going to find out pretty soon what the third spin-off is going to be about.
I can't remember that. Why am I saying Angel? Oh yeah, Boba Fett is the one after Han Solo.
Yeah, I thought it was Rogue One, Han Solo, Boba Fett.
Oh really? That was boring. I like Boba Fett, but
he's some characters you just say they're iconic. Leave it at that. Don't try and explain them. Don't try and explore them. Just leave it like that.
2020, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But there was this other one. What was it called? Angel something.
there's going to be more spin-offs. There's going to be more films. They're not going to settle for 6. This is Disney, and this is making money. It's going to carry on.
They're not going to stop anytime soon, are they?
No, they've said 6, but that 6 is a trial.
Well, yeah.
There's one thing I wanted to ask you guys. I'll make it a very quick one. One thing I did like a lot, and it carries on this tradition that I've noticed across the Star Wars films. A lot of the planets are themed. You know, you have Tatooine and Jakku, which are deserts. You got Hoth is all snowy. You have Coruscant, which is all, you know, like a one huge metropolis. Coruscant and all that. And I quite like that, and I thought it was made a really good visual juxtaposition, seeing so this very gritty battle at the end take place on a planet that looks like the Maldives, basically. Yeah.
Good location shoot.
Yeah. What's your guys' favorite Star Wars planet?
That's a really good question.
I actually like Naboo. I like Naboo a bit.
Lover.
Because
I see where you're coming from.
Because it's the same thing of like it's paradise, and then there's a massive war, and there's destruction everywhere, and it's almost like ancient kingdoms have started to fall and everything, and it's almost it's very knights castle medieval battle type stuff. You know, most of it was shot in Lake Como. I quite, because that was very rich ecosystem.
For me it's probably Coruscant, but that kind of stems from back in the 90s, kind of during the time the special editions were coming out, and I don't remember where I got this book from, but it's a Star Wars concept artwork book, and that had a lot of images of you know, like Dagobah and Tatooine and stuff like this, and one of them was Coruscant, and which isn't in the original trilogy, you know.
It only flashes on the special editions.
Exactly, yeah. So this was like a totally different world, and there's so many stunning images of like the Senate and all of the towering pyramid-like buildings, and it looks so impressive and so different. You know, a bit Blade Runner-like, basically. And,
it is Blade Runner, but there's an underworld to it as well, because it's almost like a social status. The higher you go, so if you're actually at ground level, it's dirt.
You're dirt poor. No, I think and it's that vision of it that I really, really love, and less so when it comes to the prequel films. I think it gets a bit glossed then, but no, it's that's mine. Yours, Mike?
Well, it depends. Like, did you guys say you like yours from a from a thematic point of view, not places where you'd want to live?
Whatever you want. Go for it.
Oh, it's a toss-up between either Tatooine or Endor.
You want to live in Tatooine?
No, but Tatooine, it's just like I'm just saying I don't want to live there, but I'm saying it's from a narrative perspective. Like it's at the center of so many key events, so it has that romanticism to it. Where I'd like to live is probably Endor, because I don't hate the Ewoks as much as other people do.
I love the Ewoks.
Yeah, I love the Ewoks. I think they'd actually be quite fun to live with. So, yeah, probably Endor, I'd say. Yeah.
And who could ignore Caravan of Courage?
Exactly. Who could?
Great movie that was. Caravan.
You get to live in a treehouse. What's better than that?
Oh, Andy's got a Tauntaun just came onto screen.
I do. Yeah, she wants to get in camera.
Oh, there it is. Hello.
Right.
And I thought they smelled bad from the outside.
This one smells of dust and horror. Hello.
I think we've torn it a new one. I think despite the ribbing of giving it on a quite a few things, I'm still happy with the outcome. I think it is fun. If it makes a couple more Star Wars fans, then great. But yeah, I find it disappointing that we can't go back to those books now, and into the universe that is that type of film.
I guess that kind of plays back to, if you want sci-fi that is your vision, you've got to read it. You've got to read books. It's one thing where cinema, it's the director's vision, and that's what you're going to have to, I guess, put up with. If there's something on there that you don't like, then there's nothing you can do about it to an extent. If you read it in a book, then it's your interpretation of what you're reading.
Guys, I just thought I'd share this with you because this has been in the room the whole time and you guys never seen it, I think. But can you see it?
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's a Marvel Star Wars comic, dates back to January 2nd, 1980.
Okay.
The Empire Strikes Back hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I
That
will.
used to be people's rewatching of the Star Wars universe, isn't it? Just before home video.
Well, I've actually,
Home video.
I've got I need to get my comic book collection out because I've actually got Star Wars comics from the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, geez,
Well,
we're running over time, guys.
Yeah, we are. So,
Yeah.
thank you very much. This was our spoiler edition of Rogue One. Is where we just get to, if you like, comment, subscribe, agree with us, disagree with us, we don't care. Just let's open up the conversation and talk about it. If you're a Star Wars fan or if you're not, there you go. This is the place. So we hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much to you guys for taking the time out and doing this edition. It's been a lot of fun.
Great that we are.
And if you want to have a look at our sport, there's our non-spoiler review, which is up on the channel now. And also look out for a very good Darth Vader impression, courtesy of Mike. Andy, you must.
I'll check it out.
You have to.
It's
Right,
literally
guys.
the
Thank
opening
you very
seconds.
much.
See ya.
See ya.
Take care. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry
Bye.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.